Hello, children, and welcome to our virtual classroom and our virtual problem-solving page. Okay, so page 60, problems. We all have some sort of problems in our life. At the moment, this is something that it's quite real, and it's happening, and there are all sorts of people we can talk to as far as problems are concerned. You are teenagers, and you have a certain problems concerning school and maybe pimples on your face and other things that you concern yourselves with. But also you have people to talk to, people like your parents, grandparents, your teachers, and your friends. So this is what I know about teenagers and what I remember when I was a teenager. So let's look at the photographs. What kind of problems do these teenagers have? You can see their faces. Obviously, they don't look very happy and very satisfied. I can't hear you, although if I could hear you, I would probably just talk to Annabella and Dora, wouldn't I? So, okay, now let's read the letters and let's answer the questions that we have in task 1B. What are all the letters about, and who gives the advice? Okay, so let's read and let's listen. Okay. All right, here we go. Get ready. Okay, the problem with our computer is the same at home as it is in school. So hopefully this time it will work. Let's listen.
Exercise 1D. Problem page. Have you got a problem? Write to Katrina for advice. 1.
I've got a real problem with my parents. I'm 14 and a boy from my school has asked me out on a date. I haven't said anything to my parents about it yet. They will say no because they think that I'm too young to go out with boys. I know they will. I really want to go on the date. Should I say that I'm going somewhere with my friends? Megan, Birmingham.
This is a common problem between teenagers and parents. I'm sure that your parents are only trying to protect you. However, it's never a good idea to tell lies. Parents get angry when their children lie because they worry about them. Talk to your parents about it and try to reassure them. Why not invite the boy to your house to meet them first? Perhaps that will solve it.
2.
I play the electric guitar with a band. I want to leave school next year so that I can go on tour with the band. But my parents say that I have to stay on at school. They say I have to go to university. I like school, but I don't want to study until I'm 21. I want to be a rock star, and I think we're good enough to be really famous. Jason, Southampton.
A lot of young people dream about being rock stars, sports stars, fashion models, and so on. It's good to have an ambition in life. That's one of the good sides of being young, when your whole adult life is in front of you. However, my advice to you is to listen to your parents. In this case, they're right. And don't worry, the music world will still be there when you finish university.
3.
have letters from kids who want more freedom from their parents, but I've got the opposite problem. My parents never have time for me. My dad travels a lot on business, and my mum's always busy with something. I usually eat on my own. I don't see my parents, and I have no one to talk to. Gemma, Leeds.
Yes, you can have too much of a good thing. This is a difficult situation. My usual advice is to talk to parents. Of course, it won't be easy to do that if they aren't often there. I think you should write to them and tell them how you feel. When they read it, I'm sure they'll do something to help. It's much more difficult to ignore something that's written down.
4.
I always used to get on well with my mum and dad, but now that I'm a teenager, we seem to disagree on everything, and we argue all the time. It's all, do this, don't do that. You can't stay in bed all day, so get up. I'm getting really fed up with it. I think I'm old enough to make my own decisions. Fred, Bristol.
When you're young, your parents make decisions for you. They choose your clothes, organise your time, and so on. When you're a teenager, it's natural that you want to do some of these things for yourself. However, it can take time for both parents and teenagers to adjust. Why not make a list of things that you want to decide for yourself? Then discuss it with your parents and try to reach an agreement. A calm discussion is always better than an argument.
All right. So, as you already know, if there is anything you don't understand, please write the words down. Be responsible for your own unfamiliar words. You see, this sentence here it's much more difficult to ignore something that's written down. Also, it's much more easier to learn something that you write down. So that's why it is very important to keep your notes, and your notes must be written correctly, and you know the drill. Okay, so what are all the letters about and who gives the advice? So what are all the letters about? Teenagers' problems, telling parents about the first date, leaving school for a music career, parents who aren't interested in teenagers, arguments with parents, and so on. I'm sure you probably have at least one of these with your parents, as well as I had when I was a teenager. Who gives the advice? So this is a person, it's a journalist, and her name is Katrina. If you have a problem, make sure that you talk to someone who you trust, your friend, and of course to a professional if it's needed. Okay, so what you have to do next is to read the text, and some obviously parts are missing. Please write down the numbers 1 to 4 and write the missing parts into your notebooks. Take a photograph and put it as a reply on my video. Your next task is to match the sentences A to H to the gaps in the texts 1 to 8. Okay? This is what you have to do. This is what you have to put in the gaps into your notebooks. All right. After you do that, please do task 2 and complete the sentences with the correct names from exercise 1. Just write these 10 sentences. This is the way we have to do this now because I can't hear you. Maybe that will change, maybe it won't, I don't know. So, do you agree with the advice? Why do you agree and why don't you agree? If you want to, you can post it as a video, not of yourself, but of course of your voice. Whatever mean of talk or a conversation you choose, it's fine by me. Okay, boys and girls? So this is our virtual classroom now. I'm still learning. Hopefully I'll get better at this sometime soon. And until then, what you have to do as well is to do the tasks in your notebook. Okay, so let me just see how this works. I will tell you. So we've done that already. So we've got unit 5 here. So the risks. If you haven't done it, please do tasks on pages 44 and 45. If you have, then let's practice the reflexive pronouns, pages 46 and 47. Please do that. And you don't have to do the problem page. We'll do that next time you get a note from me on Microsoft Teams. Okay, boys and girls, this is all for now. Hopefully we'll see each other soon. In the meanwhile, please stay safe, stay inside, and wash your hands. Goodbye.